All right, as the playoffs approach, today's draft, the teams we would pick to win the Super Bowl if we were selecting from the odds listed below, from the Chiefs at plus 325 all the way down to the Seahawks at plus 8,000, 80-1 shot to win it all. Look at the Vikings at 30-1. I think that's probably a little higher than it should be, quite frankly. All right, Chris, let's do that draft. We're going to work through all of them. We're going to go. This is going to go the full, all the way through 7 rounds.
Whoa.
You're up first.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
are you going to go with the chalk, or are you going to go for value?
Well, I'm going to go with chalk. I mean, again, if you just want to win money, I mean, again, I'm not looking for the best value or that. But right off the bat, I mean, if I just had a bet to win the Super Bowl, yeah, I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs #1. I just, again, they're just too special. They thrive in big moments. They love big plays, big moments. They're players, and I just still look at them as to be. I got to see it to believe it. So, yeah, if you make me pick one team, I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs.
I would have taken the Bills if you'd given me the first pick.
Okay.
Because I feel like the Bills will not be denied. I made the point last week when Hank Gathers died during a basketball conference tournament.
Yeah.
And they made it all the way to the Final 8. They went farther than the talent was ever going to take them with that inspiration. And obviously, DeMar Hamlin's going to be fine, but I feel like that lifts them even more. They already were good enough to win it all without that thrown on top of it. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I understand that. I do. I guess they're right up there. It's just I worry about a little bit what we've always worried about. That it's a little too centric on the one guy a little. Just like we saw a little last. I mean, again, the game was a great story the other day, but I do worry that they just rely on him to make magic, Josh Allen, and that's where I get a little scared for him. Go ahead.
Chris, maybe they'll work Nyheim Hines into the offense
Hopefully.
a little bit now.
Right.
He had 11 touches in 9 games offensively. Maybe they'll put him in space and let him do what he did a couple of times on Sunday.
Yeah, maybe he could be another element or at least another guy that they can, create a few little wrinkles for or whatever just to change some looks on the offense. I hear you there. All right, well, the next one I don't know who I want to pick right here. I'm in between here. I'm going to go with the Eagles. I'll go with the Eagles next. I will.
Oof.
I know. I don't know if I necessarily believe.
Put me down for the 49ers.
Right. Well, I know you would. I don't know if I necessarily believe.
I thought about taking them first.
I get you. I guess the Eagles. It's a little bit of a weird feel because the injury to Jalen Hurts. They didn't finish the season that strong. It was a little bit of a lackluster performance in Week 18 the other day against the Giants' backups, right? But they jumped out to a 19-0 lead and kind of took their foot off the gas pedal. I still look at them as to be one of the most, flawless teams in the sport. There's really no glaring area of weakness there at all. And I'd be shocked if they're not playing on at least Championship Sunday.
I just feel like with the Eagles, they're that kid that's figured out how to ride the bike, and they're riding it really well, and everything's fine, and all of a sudden it's starting to wobble.
Yeah, I got you.
Which way it's going
I
to
know.
go. I feel like the wobble has introduced itself to the Eagles.
I'm scared about that too.
At the worst possible stage.
Yes.
It's kind of like they're hitting a slump just at the moment where they need to be really stepping up. They may have peaked too soon. That's why I got 49ers. I think the 49ers keep their key players healthy. I think they're going to win it all. Chris Berman predicted Bills 49ers every year from, I believe, 1990 through 1999 as the Super Bowl participants, and it never happened. I have a feeling this year it's going to be Bills Niners.
Not crazy. I picked Chiefs 49ers before the year. I think if you made me pick right now, I'd pick it to be that again. I guess what I looked at as far as favor in this draft is, they got to win 3 games to get there. It still is a rookie quarterback that I guess I worry about to a degree. But I think if we were going to have the conversation for like team that's playing the best right now in football, it's the San Francisco 49ers. And in a lot of ways, I think them, their defense getting torn apart by the Raiders a few weeks ago was probably a good thing. Kind of a refocus, wake up, slap in the face moment of like, hey, wait, we got some things to clean up here. But I understand you there with the 49ers. Next, I'm going to go with the Bengals. Bengals are my next choice. Pretty easy. I think they would be the one, if you told me, wait, what's the one that has the best value? that's the Bengals. I think we could sit here and make the case that the Bengals really, from top to bottom, are the most complete team in the AFC. I think we can look at little areas of the Bills and the Chiefs and go, wait, they have some problems here on their roster and their team. The Bengals, I don't know if they really have that. I think they match up with just about anybody in the sport. Defensive line good. The defense is good throughout. They're coached well. The offensive line we know is not great, and they got another little injury there with Alex Kappa that's concerning, but they turned the corner to be good enough. The Bengals are, I think, a really quality team, and I would not be shocked if they're back in the Super Bowl for the second year in a row.
I'm looking at my preseason prediction because I had forgotten what it was. I picked the Chiefs over the Packers, so much for that. Next one for me, this is where it gets interesting because I think the Cowboys right now are not very inspiring. Yeah. You know what? Here?
What?
Let's go value. Let's go Bucks. I'll go Bucks. I was thinking Jaguars, but I think Bucks. That's value. That's 25-1, and that's with a couple on the board. That's not that much of a value at this point. But I think that Tom Brady's playoff experience is going to be a huge difference maker. I'm probably going to pick them to win on Monday night. I'll go ahead and tip my hand now, but I'm probably going to pick them to beat the Cowboys. I just think they're going to be very dangerous in a single elimination setting with Tom Brady, with all that experience. He's not going to be freaked out. And unless they're down by 20 points, he's going to find a way late to make it interesting.
Yeah, they match up well with the Cowboys in a lot of ways, and that's what's scary. And then I think what Jason Garrett brought up the other night on Football Night in America, Dallas is a different team on grass. I totally agree with them there. They're a team that's built to be on that field turf and be fast and overwhelm you with that speed. Grass slows the game down. It makes it a little different that way. And we see they got issues there. So I hear you with your Bucks pick. I'm going to go Cowboys next. Not that I feel terribly in love with that, with the way they look as of late here. There is some flaws, but I still think when you look at them and when they played at their best, their top-end, top football performances, it's up there with the better teams in the sport. So I'll take the Cowboys here in round 4 of this 7-round draft.
Yeah, this is pretty deep. I don't feel like I'm giving in to any potential biases that may be lurking around through 50 years of scars on my soul. I think I'll put the Vikings.
Oh, boo.
Boo. I still think that – look, I was watching that game last night thinking this is how the divisional round is going to look if it's Vikings-49ers. So, anyway.
Don't worry, don't worry, your team won't be. I'll tip my hand for you. I'm picking the Giants, okay? You won't be in the divisional round. Don't worry about it.
That's the reality. If the Vikings know the ass whooping is coming, will it really make them sufficiently focused? They would benefit tremendously. I was trying to explain this to my son the other night because he's like, just worry about the Giants-Vikings game. I don't want to talk about any other game. It's like, but the 49ers and the Seahawks played the day before. If somehow the Seahawks beat the 49ers, that changes the mindset for the Vikings.
Totally.
Completely.
Would change it for everybody.
Santa Clara and get their asses kicked.
Right.
Yes.
Change it for the Cowboys, too.
You
the
go
Cowboys.
into your game.
Right.
If the Vikings would win on Sunday, they'd get a home game the next time. That's so much different than having to go to Santa Clara and lose again. All right, we got to take a break. We'll do the rest of this when PFT Live continues right after this. All right, we've got 4 rounds that we've done so far. There are 6 teams left. And instead of going through the last kids who would be picked for the basketball team on the playground, let's just do this. And here are the teams left: Chargers, Ravens, Jaguars, Dolphins, Giants, Seahawks. Which team in your mind of those 6 has no chance?
The Seahawks. They have no chance. That's the one I'm going to take right off the back. Yes, right.
Wow. I am suddenly a Seahawks fan. Boy, I want to see the Seahawks win. I'm going to say the Dolphins. And this isn't an anti-Tua thing. I don't think Tua's going to play. And I think without Tua, hey, Tua and on, I'm actually complimenting the guy. Without Tua, they've got no chance. With Tua, could get interesting. With Tua, they could beat Buffalo. Without Tua, it's going to be a long 3 hours for the Dolphins in Orchard Park.
Yeah, I think I would probably still, if Teddy played, I don't think it's crazy to think that they, again, it's not as likely as with Tua, but I don't think it's crazy to think they could pull off some upset against the Bills. It's not crazy, but I'm with you there. With no Tua, I certainly don't think they can be as dangerous or go to the Super Bowl that way. The other team the Seahawks, yeah, it's a horrible defense. We've seen their offense not even be all that great here as of late either. The Giants would probably be another team I'd throw in there. We talk about Super Bowl, yeah. Hey, Seahawks, Giants, could they win a game? Certainly, but to get to the Super Bowl, absolutely no. No way.
Their Super Bowl would just be to beat the Vikings on Sunday.
That would be. That'll be my Super Bowl.
It won't shock me.
Yes.
It won't. Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
I have to revisit my plan to be around you on Sunday.
Let's go, Giants.
Maybe I'll get sick this week.
You're going to be with me. Tough.
Have a great day.
See ya.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.